Good morning. It's a beautiful day in Southern California. The sun is shining. It's cool and crisp. We have rain coming in tomorrow. I've already walked the dog. I have taken a shower, and we are ready to chat about all the things going on behind the scenes in the Old Lady Podcast. I'm so grateful to feel well. I'm still producing all kinds of extras, as they say, but basically I'm doing great and I feel good, and I'm so grateful to be back again. Walking has been great. If you remember in like the first video, I think that was 8 weeks ago, I promised you that I would report on my walking. And of course, well, as soon as I made that video saying that I would be walking every day, I didn't walk every day. So there's that. Anyway, I thought we would talk about some of the things that have been going on this week, and I've had some great experiences. Let me start this story by giving you a little bit of history. We live in Long Beach, California. I moved here in 2011 to live with my sister, who was then the chair of the Department of Music, which is also known as the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music. So she ran the department. She was the big boss. But because of that, and the fact that I lived with her and I hung out with her, I got to know the people at the Bob Cole Conservatory. I got to know the students, the faculty, the staff, etc. They became part of my family. My sister passed away suddenly in 2018. But my community and my connection with them has not stopped, which is so wonderful. As you know, I sing with the Long Beach Camerata singers, and many of the Bob Cole Conservatory students are singing, and then people I've known for years because they were students of my sister. So this is fantastic. Anyway, this is the preface to the story I'm going to tell about what we did last Saturday. Cal State Long Beach, in commemoration of Black History Month and their concerted effort to get more Black students enrolled at Cal State Long Beach, by the way, enrollment's up 20%, yay, they did a very special thing where they brought in this wonderful man, Ananias Montague, from Chicago, or back in Midwest somewhere, who is a gospel singer. He has a gospel group, and he works at a big church in wherever he is, and he brought gospel music, not just to the students of Cal State Long Beach, but the community, the staff, and the faculty. There were over 200 voices in this choir. The joy was palpable. And we were told, sing along, jump up, clap. You know, we were told to raise our arms and all this kind of stuff. And it was just a profound experience. My daughter and I, who are essentially the same person and react to things exactly the same way, very smartly decided to get up before the concert started and grab a bunch of Kleenex, because we're weepers. And son of a gun, if I didn't weep through that whole first half of the concert. And then it was just joy, joy, joy. I think one of the things that was most profound for me about this experience was the realization of how incredibly beautiful and simple their faith is. Now, I've had a very complicated relationship with religion and spirituality, and I just figure I'm on a constant learning curve with everything. I learn something, I believe it, and then I rethink it, and I move it around and toss it away. That's just the way I work. Anyone who has found their joy and peace in a specific church or a specific religion or a specific community, go for it. I'm thrilled that you have found this. But as I said, my relationship with the higher power, Jesus, God, however you want to call him, creator, has been a little complicated. And I had this profound moment of listening to these beautiful humans sing praises to Jesus and how much they love Jesus and they would trust Jesus and Jesus has saved their lives. And I was a little bit envious because I don't have that simple faith anymore. And I don't know that you can go back and re-believe something that you once did. Maybe I can, but the bottom line is, for me, It was a profound and beautiful experience. And I am so grateful I attended. It was fantastic. Let's talk about choir. So last Tuesday, if you remember on the podcast, I had no voice and I told you that I'd go to choir and I'd sit in the back and I would just mind my P's and Q's and follow along, which is exactly what I did. And as I sat through that rehearsal, not singing, but looking at the notes and hearing them in my head and doing the practice that many vocalists do. Most vocal practice does not happen with this. It happens with this. And I realized I just do not know this music as well as I thought I would. I'm the kind of really OCD singer. I'm not that great a singer, but if I don't have the piece basically memorized by the time we're in concert, I am not comfortable. I am someone who likes to be eyes up, looking at the conductor, relating to the audience. And if I don't know the music, so I'm a good girl, and I've been listening for at least an hour every day. It's going through my mind nonstop. We're doing the Fauré Requiem, which is truly one of the most beautiful pieces that's ever been written on the planet. We're also doing another piece by Fauré called Cantique de Jeune Racine, which is a beautiful piece of music. Again, it is in French. It is a prayer. It is beautiful. And Fauré wrote it when he was 18, I think, and he won first prize in some competition because this piece was so beautiful. It is incredible. Anyway, I just wanted to report I will start exercising my voice. I've been very careful not to do a whole lot of singing because I don't want to strain anything. There's still a lot of crud going on here. So this week I'm going to start warming up and singing, and hopefully next Tuesday, because we don't have rehearsal tonight, I will come in, boom, bada bing, bada boom, and then the concert is a week from Sunday. So fun. If you're in Los Angeles area, I'll put the link where you can buy tickets and come see us. It's going to be great. Let's talk about the books I've read this week. I finished The Moonflower Murders by Anthony Horowitz. Oh my gosh, that was fantastic. I will tell you, of course, I'm an audiobook fiend. That book is read by Jilly Bond, who is also the incredible narrator for Winter Solstice, which I've talked about. She is just a fantastic reader. There's also a male reader to this book because, as I told you in the middle, there's this whole other book, and whoever reads for the man is also excellent. So Moonflower Murders, 10 out of 10, no notes, loved it, highly recommend. So in the same vein, I picked up a book called The Marlow Murder Club by Robert Thorogood. This is read by Nicolette Mackenzie, and she is a voice you will recognize. Again, an older British actor. She's fantastic. She does all these accents and voices, and it's very fun to listen to. So there's a new trope out there in reading, and I don't know who started it, but the Thursday Murder Club, as you know, it's about old people investigating murders. Well, the Marlow Murder Club is also about an old lady investigating murders, and apparently this is a whole thing. So who knows, maybe the rest of my life will be spent reading detective novels about old people solving murders in England, because apparently that's my sweet spot. So, to read something completely different, I picked up the new novel by one of my favorite authors, Emilia Hart. And this book is called The Sirens. And she's very much into magical realism, women's stories, and I'm about 60% of the way through, and it appears that we are talking about mermaids. It's pretty obvious. This is good. It's a story about sisters. It's kind of got a mystery to it. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, this is good. And this book is read by Barry Krenick. Barry Krenick. And she is an actor based in New York City who is also a voice coach and a dialect coach. And man, she does a great job with this because it takes place in Australia. So she has a slight Australian accent, not a super heavy Australian accent, because Americans don't understand that. Anyway, 3 really fun books. I don't know what's coming up next. I'm sure I'm going to have some kind of meltdown on Saturday where I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to read next. But if you have any suggestions, please let me know, because I'm always open to finding out what you've read and what you enjoy. We got squishy mail this week. So my older daughter, Julia, wants me to knit her some socks. So we did the very 21st century thing by I broadcast my computer screen up on the television, and she stood in front of the television and picked out her combinations. So we have this beautiful yellow, sort of lightly variegated fabric that we're pairing with this yummy coral color. And then we have this is a beautiful, it's a light blue with some blue flecking. And then we have this. And what is wonderful about this yarn is it's got cashmere in it. So it's super soft and squishy, and I'm thrilled about that. We finished the birthday socks last night. These are going in the mail. And to my younger stepsister, very happy birthday to my St. Patrick's Day girl. These are your new socks. Yes, I'm pre-eventing them for her. I also got another order. I got an order from Wicked stepmother. She is very tiny and doesn't have a lot of meat on her bones, and believe it or not, lives in Hawaii and gets cold. So she asked me to knit her some fingerless gloves. And this is where we are so far. This is yarn from a yarn club, Annie's Yarn Club. I showed you skein. This is knitting up much better than I thought it would, and I am really enjoying this. So I'll finish these. I'm going to the post office on Friday. I'm shipping off a whole bunch of stuff to people. I'm very excited about that. That's on that end. But in the creativity department, does this count as creativity or curiosity? I don't even know. So as you know, my birthday was a couple of weeks ago on Saturday, week and a half ago. And my daughter's birthday is on the 20th and mine is on the 22nd of February. As you know, we had both been sick that week. We did not have much of a birthday celebration. In fact, my birthday party is this coming Sunday, and Julia's birthday party, because we had to cancel it. So we're redoing it this Sunday, and I'm sure you'll hear about that next week. It involves karaoke. So Julia disappeared on Saturday afternoon of my birthday, and I didn't know where she'd gone. And she showed up a couple hours later, and she'd gone over to our friend's house. And she said, yeah, I went over to see Emma, and Emma's our friend who is also a musician from the Bob Cole Conservatory, and she teaches my grandson piano. We're all a big community. So Julia goes over, she hangs out with Julia, and she comes back and she goes, oh, by the way, I bought tickets to Paris in July for us. I'm like, excuse me, what now? Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they were really inexpensive. So Emma told me about them, so we bought them. So we're going to Paris in July. Oh, well, actually, let me fix that. We're flying to Paris in July. And then we are going to do the European trip that we were going to do when the pandemic shut everything down. We had it all planned. We were going to go back to the countries of my youth. And you may say, what is a country of your youth? Well, when I was 7, 1964, my mother, the Sheldon Cooper of the 1960s, although she wasn't weird, was responsible for installing the very first computer into the Bank of Brussels. So she took the family to Brussels, and we lived in Brussels for a year. My dad, who was a high school choral director, again, music. Do you see how this is all very incestuous and connected? Dad took a sabbatical, spent the whole time listening to very cool medieval and Renaissance music, which is where I got my love of that. Anyway, so I lived in Brussels for a year when I was 7. That was great. And then when I was 21, and I belonged to that church that sends young people to foreign countries to tell people to join said church, I went to Holland and I learned to speak Dutch. And I know just about enough Dutch to look like I have no idea what I'm talking about. It's fantastic. So we're going to land in Paris. We're going to skedaddle up to Brussels. We're going to go over to Ghent and Bruges, or Brugge, as they say. And then we're going to go up to Amsterdam, and we're going to hang out in Amsterdam for about 4 days and do all the things I couldn't do when I was the young girl who was sent there from a very, very strict church. All the things. We're very excited. Then we'll spend about 3 days in Paris on our way back, and then we head home. Oh my gosh, how great is this? So we're very excited about that. We'll keep you posted. If you have any tips on things I can't miss in Belgium or Holland, please let me know, because we're excited. Sad that we're not going in May when Keukenhof has all the tulips and everything. But hey, I'm not complaining. I'm going to Europe, and this is fantastic. I want to give my musician friends another plug. Did you watch the Oscars? Did you see the choir on stage? That's the Los Angeles Master Chorale.
It's a part of our past, Ray. It reminds us all that once was good.
My dad sang with that choir. My stepmother sang with that choir. I sang one concert at the Hollywood Bowl one summer with them, but I really don't count. And many of my friends sing in this choir. So it was so fun on social media the day after the Oscars to see everybody's pictures and circling themselves on stage or in the balconies on the side. So props to the Los Angeles Master Chorale. We love you. You represent our city so very well. Part of the reason I'm doing this podcast as opposed to the General Hospital Snark podcast is because I want to have a way to counteract the crazy, the chaos, the cruelty that's going on in the world. Sadly, I'm at a point now where I can't even read the news or open Facebook to look at anything except knitting, books, and General Hospital and Beyond the Gates. That's all I am, because I can't handle anything. The chaos, the cruelty, the decisions that are being made in our country that are not just upending Americans, but are upending the entire world. So how do we get through this? How do we stand for who we are and retain our integrity, retain our moral compass, and also retain our kindness? So I don't know how you're doing, but I know I've read Nancy Gran, who plays Alexis on General Hospital, and she's a very outspoken human, very politically outspoken, and she's posted a few times that what she's doing to get by, sorry, Snark Puppy's right here wanting pets, so that's why I'm looking down and looking at her because she's so cute. So Nancy's getting by listening to woo-woo people and meditating and doing all these kinds of things. And, believe me, I've done that and still do. I do check in every now and then with the woo-woo people. But can I just say, all the woo-woo people are freaking out too. I don't know that I feel better listening to them when they say, this has never happened before in the history of mankind. I'm like, no. I don't want to know that. But I do want to say this. Part of the modus operandi of those who are causing this chaos is just to confuse us. It's to get us to be hysterical. It is to get us to look away. It is to get us to run in panic around the room. And what I want to say is this is a deliberate method of getting us to look away or to not pay attention. So to counteract that, and I'm not sure this is the right way to do it, this is just the way I'm doing it, is I have to be impeccable with my personal kindness with everyone I come in contact with. In my home, online, I see you. And in my circle of friends. I want to be kind, but I'm also going to speak up. Now, fortunately, I'm in a community where there aren't a whole lot of people who are espousing the philosophies that are so popular right now, right? My people are not those people. But still, you got to stand up for what you believe is right. And if someone is talking about a woman in a bad way, I'm going to step up and I'm going to say, yeah, maybe there's more going on here than we know. However this looks to you, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if this is the right way to do it. This is how I'm coping today. Today. Talk to me in a week. I don't know. But I want you to know that the good will always outlive and outweigh the bad. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how fast it's going to happen, but I do believe what we are seeing now is some kind of huge reckoning of truth. Things aren't being hidden anymore. People are saying the things out loud that they used to hide. There is no doubt what is going on out there, right? There are people in charge who are not, we can't see, and who are really in charge. Oh, wow, that almost sounded like it's conspiracy theory. I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. I'm just saying that I think that whatever is happening now has been in the works for decades, and it's going to get worse before it gets better, but it will get better. So I stand for all the things that are being taken away, for compassion, for empathy, for diversity, for equality, for kindness, for healthcare, for Social Security, for Medicare. My God, my livelihood is likely to be impacted by these people. So I'll just take a deep breath, feel what you feel, acknowledge when you're rageful, because anger doesn't cut it anymore. But even in that rage, be kind. Let me know how you're doing. Write me an email. If you disagree with me, let me know. Maybe we can work something out. I'm listening to a podcast right now. We listen to Armchair Experts with Dax Shepherds in our family. My daughter and my son-in-law absolutely love them. And I'm listening to a woman right now who's talking about the art of conversation. And I think that's what we need more, is this art of conversation. What do you think about that? How do you feel about that? Let's get real. So I'm going to try to get real. I'm going to try to be myself. I'm going to try to be kind. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I wish you peace. I wish you health. I wish you a happy walk in the sunshine. See you next week.